This is my first video, so in this all we're gonna do is learn the basics of HTML, and I'll tell you how to start writing your first line of code in HTML. So let's have a bit of overview what HTML actually is. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's a markup language used to structure web pages. You see anything on web, any web page, it's all made up on a HTML code. All your daily websites, Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or anything, it's HTML everywhere. And I'm going to tell you a bit about history of HTML, although it's not needed, so you can just skip this part of the video. Here are the timestamps. Okay, so well, HTML started as an idea of Tim Berners-Lee while he was working for CERN in late 1980s and developing and getting better. Its latest version is HTML5 that we use nowadays, and it's far more better than those earlier versions. Earlier browsers would relied upon different plugins to play multimedia files, but HTML5 have native multimedia support that allows to avoid compatibility issues, and it have a lot of other advantages over previous versions. Anyway, these are previous version of HTML from the version of Tim Berners-Lee, the discoverer, in 1989 to the one we use nowadays, WD recommended HTML 5.2. Okay, so let's wind up the basic information about HTML. HTML have some important parts like attributes, elements, document type. Elements are just basically little parts of HTML code. Attributes are the properties of those parts, those elements. And doc type is a way of declaring what type of document this code is, like which version of HTML this code is written in. And if you don't understand any of these things, just don't worry, you're gonna get everything once you start coding. Now, where to write a HTML code? You can write it even in Notepad, save the file as .html file and run it in any browser you like, but we won't be doing that. We'll write it in VS Code, that's Visual Studio Code by Microsoft, or you could also use Sublime Text or Notepad++ or other things like Atom. There are a bunch of these nice IDEs, but I'm gonna do it in VS Code, so I recommend you to use VS Code or Sublime Text because they just have a nice interface and cool themes, and I like them. I'll put download link for some nice editors in description. Just download it from there, and I believe you all know how to install it. So let's jump into our first code. So when you start VS Code, this is what a starting VS Code window looks like. We have to create a new file either by clicking here or just simply Ctrl+N. This is kind of a thing we'll see. So we can write a code here, no problem, but to configure this thing with HTML so that we get a bit of resistance and all that, just go down here and right bottom here, plain text is written. This is the language mode. You can select your language here, type HTML and click enter. So here we are all set for writing our first HTML code. So let's start. Every HTML document starts with a document type declaration. I told you it's a declaration that tell the following document is in HTML5 standards. So it starts like this. Angle brackets open, exclamation mark, doc type, space HTML. As you saw just now, we have a recommendation while we were typing doc type, so you can just click on tab and the whole thing will be written by itself. So exclamation mark doc type HTML, this is declaration for HTML5. It's a bit different, sorry, it's a lot different. For HTML4, it's like really huge. So we'll start our code. We start with HTML tag. This is the base of the whole document. Everything else will be written inside this tag. Here you can make a body, or you can just skip it. You can skip it, it's like not needed much. Here you don't have to write any print statement like Python, C++, C or anything. You don't have to print all that crap. You just have to simply write hello world without any brackets, without any quotation marks, without anything. It's like very simple. That's why I like HTML. So here we end our body tag. This signifies end of a tag. This slash signifies the end of a tag. And here we type end of HTML tag, and we're done. We're done. We don't need to do anything else. And keep this in mind, doc type and a few other tags like I and a few bit of other tags, they are self-closing tags. They don't need a closing tag like this. Okay, so we don't have to close this. Now just go to file, save this file, save it anywhere. I'm gonna save it on desktop, save it as my first HTML code. Not HTML, it's gonna be saved. Just put it like this on any side. You have to click and open it, and here we are. We have hello world printed. So I'll tell you a bit of more other things that you can do to this. So we write here what's going on in your planet. We're in this. You just Control+S, save it, and refresh this thing. We have what's going on in your planet in here. Now here, you must be wondering, even when we have written this thing in another line, why do we still have those things in the same line? Well, HTML is like that. Until it sees a break line tag, BR tag, it does not break the line. If we write like doc type, this is also self-closing tag. If we write BR here and save it again and just refresh it, here we are, we just broke the line. Here they are written apart from each other. Okay, so it's that simple. So that was all for our first video, and I'll keep uploading for further things. So just subscribe my channel. You see that red button down there, just click it and leave a like if you like this video, and please tell me about mistakes I did in comment section, and you can even follow me on Instagram. Bye.